My daughter idolizes her dad to the point where she throws him in my face constantly.
Something I know for sure, trying to pretend or lie to your child that their father is a good father, knowing quite all right that he's a deadbeat, is going to backfire later on in the years. This single mom is crashing out and she's saying that her daughter has been, pissing her off because she has been saying, I want to go live with my father. My father is better than you. And she's trying to be like, your father I'm just trying to sugarcoat who your father is. Your father never wanted you and all of that. Let me show you all the video.
Daughter idolizes her dad to the point where she throws him in my face constantly. She throws him in my face to try to invalidate me. She throws him in my face to try to insult me. She throws him in my face to try to make me feel bad about myself. She uses his name to taunt me. My daughter is 7 years old, and she has a lot of behavioral and mental deficits, right? So last night, it took everything out of me not to humble her ass. I wanted to humble her so bad. When I was in the 5th grade, my mother had to humble me about my dad, right? I was crying saying I want my daddy, and she had to pull the car over and say, I have to daddy in order for him to take care of you. Now, I've talked about that situation in therapy so many times. And yesterday, life showed me why my mother had to pull that car over and humble my ass. Because granted, now I'm in the same situation that my mother was in when she probably intervened in somebody's karma and kept going back to a man that she should not have been going back to. And instead, she made her life a shit show as a result. But now I see why my mother said that. Because my daughter almost pushed me to that breaking point. I try to make it feel like their dad is cupcakes and rainbows and he loves them to the moon and back. Even though he's not around, I don't want them to have daddy issues. I want them to think that he's doing everything that he can in order to be back in their life, right? I'm not, but I don't want my kids to have daddy issues. Now, he's not around, but I don't want them to think that the only man is supposed to love and take care of them is choosing not to love and take care of them, and I don't want them to internalize that and for them to think that there's something wrong with them as a result. Because I had those feelings as a child, and in turn, I don't want my daughters to have those feelings. But last night, I really wanted to humble her. It took everything out of me. You know, my 7-year-old daughter said, I come from you. You're supposed to take care of me. You're supposed to cook for me. You're supposed to clean up after me. So I said, you come from your dad. She said, I don't come from him. I come from you. Granted, my daughter don't know where babies come from yet because she's freaking 7. So she don't know that you literally come from your dad. Whose last name do you have? You and him have the same face. You don't even look like I know you. Little girl, I never wanted to fight somebody so bad in my life. She is 7. My daughter knows exactly what buttons to push. She is a spawn of her daddy. She's a spawn of her freaking daddy. And I really want you to humble her ass. Your father has never taken you anywhere but to the corner store. Who be in them IEP meetings? I had to quit my job of 14 years because you couldn't act right in class, because you in class acting like Spider-Man, being disrespectful towards teachers, biting people and shit, acting crazy like you ain't got no damn sense. I cook and clean for you when I barely want to live. I barely want you to be alive. And I get up every day and I wash your funky ass. Granted, I did have you. I do love you, but I do these things because I want to. I just seen a TikTok video with a lady with her daughter locked in a damn dog kennel. Look, I can have you in a dog kennel. But instead I have you at a damn dinner table with 2 vegetables on your plate. Because some kids live off oodles and noodles and chicken nuggets. Your daddy will be feeding Skittles and hot dogs with no bun. I buy buns. You know how many kids don't even get hot dog buns? I buy hot dog buns for them little heifers. She pisses me off, so I want you to humble her so bad. Your daddy is not who you think he is. I'm the real out here. I'm the real. I'm the one who go out here and get it for you every day. I'm the one who lay up in hospital rooms, that go to ERs, that patch up all your boo-boos. That buy Band-Aids. He don't even buy Band-Aids. You think he got peroxide in his damn bathroom? No. He don't do what it takes to take care of you. It's nothing in this world that she needs. How many 7-year-olds can say they've been on vacations every year of their life? Oh, I want to humble her so and she get on her so bad. I really want to fight her. I really want to fight her. But I love her so much. Imagine wanting to beat somebody's ass, but you love him so much that you won't even touch him. You know how I feel to live with your worst op? She's my worst op. It's like her daddy spawned her in order to just keep with me. Why are you treating me like this? I'll be biting my tongue so bad. She don't know how hard I cry. She don't know how hard I pray over her. I pray over her so hard. I don't think I pray over anybody when I pray over my daughter. My life is trash, and I pray over her more than I pray for my damn self. I want her to be good. I want her to be safe. I want her to be healthy. I want her mind to be strong. And she don't give a about me. And she said all the time, she wish death on me 90 times a day. It's always, I wish you were dead. I hate you. I love my daddy. I don't love you. When she draw pictures of her family, she don't even include me in the pictures. But I love her. I love her so bad that I take the abuse. I love her like I loved her dad. So bad that I just took the abuse because I wanted him to be great. I wanted his mind to be strong. Your kids will take you through there. Raising the consequences of my actions has put me in an alternative version of hell. But every single day I tell myself if I had to do it again, I would. But she roaming around about to go in here and cook her breakfast and make a flower with a strawberry and put whipped cream on top with her punk ass in my face constantly. She throws him in my face to try to invalidate me. She throws him in my face to try.
I feel like if we can normalize telling our daughters or our children, even sons, who really their father is, especially if you're a single mom, tell them the truth. If their father want to be present in their lives, you tell them. If you want to be absent, if their father don't want to, did not give them any gifts or doesn't want to come for their graduation, let them know who really their father. Let them be the ones to choose and be like, you know what, even as far as this man doesn't care about me, I still want to get to know him. Not you trying to sugarcoat the whole thing for these children and later on they want to go and stay with their father and you're crashing out. You guys, I have a reaction on this video and she also did a response video. So let's watch videos together. Let's know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always.
Years and years ago, I had this conversation with one of my friends because she was going through this exact same thing when her daughter was young. Women lie to make their child's father seem like a better person. The father lied to the child to make their mother seem like worse people. And the dad, absolute deadbeat, absolute fucking nutbag, right? Crazy. Would make up all types of nonsensical things about my friend to the daughter when he would spend time with her, whenever that sporadically was, right? And so he would plant little things in her head about, he would plant little things in her head that she would then turn around and throw back in her mother's face and, sort of a questioning her way, right? Mind you, for a man who barely even kept her overnight, when they would stay at their dad's, it was really staying at their grandmother's. Well, she was talking about this to me at one point, and I said, tell her the truth. Tell her the truth in a child-friendly way and let her see who her dad really is. See, women infantilize children and society infantilize children as if children are not highly intelligent beings. Children are extremely intelligent with better processing systems than adults because it's fresh. Children have a keen ability to look at things in an objective way because they are less conditioned than adults. Children can look at things in an objective way easier because they don't have the emotional attachments assigned to whatever the thing is based off of social conditioning and based off of the desire for a particular outcome. Children are intelligent. And the thing I despise about this society so much is that people do not view children as people. The absolute majority of parents view children as objects. They view children as extensions of themselves. They don't view children as an entire separate entity with an entire separate existence from them. People view children as accessories. Women view children as accessories. And this is not, of course, directly to this woman, but speaking in generally, since a lot of people are not that bright and you have to explain that. Children are smart. Children are intelligent. Children can process information very quickly. So when I told my friend to tell your daughter the truth, let your daughter get a glimpse of who her father really is. It didn't take her very long to do it because she had her crying. Her daughter kept doing that thing children do where I want to go live with my dad. Mind you, the dad who constantly cancels. You're waiting at the door for him to never show up, right? So she did she took my advice. And she did what I told her to do. It worked immediately, almost instantaneously. Her daughter's behavior changed overnight. And she quickly became a mommy's girl. All of that shit, all of that daddy's better and I want to go live with daddy and daddy will better care of me. He's more for all of that shit went out the window. You are not doing your daughters a favor by lying to them about who their fathers are and about who men are. They can handle it. In fact, you will prepare them more for the real world. But because people view children, mothers, fathers, humans, view children not as people. They don't respect them or their humanity. So they don't teach their children how to be thinkers, how to be processors, people don't guide their children into a solid foundation because that's not what they had children for. Most people have children to energy harvest off of them. Most people have children to have something to control, to have someone who loves them, who depends on them. It's always a control thing. So parents don't teach their children how to be individuals, how to think objectively, how to be emotionally intelligent, because you know what that will do? That will train that child to be a solid person, a person who thinks for themselves. And a child who thinks for themselves will turn into an adult who thinks for themselves, and an adult and a child who is not easy to control. Stop lying to your daughters. You are not doing them any favors by letting them believe in fairy tale bullshit. You are not doing them any favors. The only person you are protecting is that man. And women are constantly doing things under the guise of protecting men that men would never do to you. While you are trying to protect him under the guise that you are protecting her relationship with him, really you're protecting your choice. You're protecting your fucked up choice. That's what I believe a lot of it boils down to. Women feel guilt and shame around the men they chose to have children with. And so they protect that choice. They're not protecting their daughter. They're not protecting that man. They are protecting that choice to keep a semblance of dignity. All that. We don't have time for that. Tell your daughters the truth. They can handle it. And they will appreciate you for it.
You know what's crazy as hell? I made that video yesterday crashing out about my daughter, right? How many people was basically telling me to rehome my daughter, to give my daughter up, put her in foster care? I couldn't deal with that. Nobody deserves that abuse. She would have to go. Give her to her dad. Do all these things. Y'all literally telling me to rehome my motherfucking baby? That is my baby. I don't give a how much she get on my goddamn nerves, how reckless her mouth is. I'm not going to rehome my goddamn daughter like a pet. If God can give me the amount of grace that he gave me when I messed with her goddamn daddy, no matter how many times he told me to stop, how I basically played in God's face. If he could give me that amount of grace and not rehome my ass, you think I'm finna rehome my daughter? I said about 50 million times how much I love her. I'm not gonna send my daughter to go live with her dad. It's not a safe situation. Damn sure I ain't putting my goddamn daughter in no foster care. Why would I do that? That's not an act of love. You crazy? She might be hurt, but at the end of the day, she's grieving the loss of her father that she knows is still here, and she just can't be next to him. Half of y'all can't even deal with even y'all. Y'all cry, lose your mind, and be like in tears, shaking and shit at night, because y'all can't take the pain. When y'all lose y'all, imagine knowing your father out here in these streets, and he's your favorite person in the world, and you can't even be next to him. She's going through a lot. And yeah, she get on my nerves, but I wouldn't be a great mother if my kids ain't get on my nerves. If your kids don't get on your nerves, you ain't doing enough. That means that they ain't touching you enough, they ain't hugging you enough. They ain't in your face, they don't value your opinion, so they're not asking you enough questions. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, why would I do that? Now, granted, I want her dad to sue me for custody. The whole point of me going no contact with his ass is for him to get himself together and build himself up to a point where he can present his case to a judge. And that way, I know that now he has a safe place to live. He probably has a vehicle for transportation to make sure that she can get back and forth for school. He has food in his refrigerator. He's in a safe place and he's getting therapy. Because I love that man, regardless of how bad he hurt me. That means the judge will have better discernment because he's not emotionally connected to the situation. My daughter could be on trial for 32 grown-ass men, and I would be sitting right behind her like this, daring for the DA to say something sideways to my mother. You can't possibly have kids if you think like that. I'm not sending my mother into the lion's den because I'm frustrated. I signed up for this. I laid on my back, cocked my goddamn legs open, and let him plant his seed inside of me, and I chose her. That's what I said. I'm literally raising the consequences of my actions, but that's my baby. Putting my daughter into the system? Have y'all ever dealt with somebody that came out of the system? They are not right in their head. Granted, neither is she. But I'm doing my damnedest to make sure that she comes into alignment, that she gets herself together, that she becomes a productive member of society, that she becomes an adult that can give love. I'm doing whatever I can, and I will die on that hill. I'm not giving my goddamn child up. Y'all have lost your goddamn mind.
If your father and your mother are not in talking terms, or probably they're not together, is there's 100% possibility that if you go and meet your father, he will always say bad things about your mom. Why your mom never wanted both of you to see, why your mom this, why your mom that. Like, you always talk bad thing about your mom. When it comes to mothers, I feel like it's few mothers that actually say the truth. Most of the times, women always want to, your dad is not that all that bad. Even if he's a bad person to me, you still have to respect him. He's still your father and all of that. Mothers always try to, sugarcoat the whole thing and not make the man, look as bad as he really is. And I feel like if they can actually be truthful of who that man he really is to those children, it's to help them later on. Because imagine you sacrifice everything for your child, and you try to make their father to be present in their life, and is nowhere to be found. But then they keep asking about their father, but you keep, making it look like their father wanted to be there or their father is a good person. Later on in the years, they are calling you a wicked person. You're taking them away from their father, even if they eventually try to spend like few minutes with their father and father made them see it that way, is a problem, because now it looks like you're not the problem, you're the wicked person that is taking them away from their father, when you should have just told them the truth. Just tell them the truth. Let them know the truth and what is going on. You're not, you're not, turning them against their father. You're telling them exactly who their father is. This is not you turning them against their father. And I feel like once you start young, like, let them know, oh, this is what is going on. This is what is going on. Especially when they can understand and grasp a little understanding. Let them know what is going on so that they don't, I understand the crash outs, and the thing is, I feel like it can be avoided by just telling them the truth, the real truth, who their father is. The father does not want them. Let them know. I just feel like you just have to let them know so that they understand. Then, if later on in the years they decide to still, go and look for the father and all of that, it is on them. But you already told them who really is their. Don't lie. Just tell them exactly the truth. Tell them the truth. In my own opinion, I just feel like that is the best way. You guys, what is your take on this video? Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, Sugar Mara Davids, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next one, guys. Bye.